how to use examples as supporting details. The effective examples they have to be specific, as I told you, that they relate clearly to the controlling idea. Of course, they must be related to the topic sentence. And notice, you do not simply restate the topic sentence like what I did here with you in the previous example. They want you to have a look at the given examples here in this page. If the topic sentence is this one, if you have this topic sentence, my mother is a good neighbor. Look, this is the given topic sentence. My mother is a good neighbor. So if they have given you the following examples, this one and that one. She always invites people from our neighborhood over for dinner. And we have the other example, which is every year she hosts a back to school party for the children on our block. So yes, there are good examples here in which you clarify what you mean by she is a good neighbor. أعطتني أمثلة واضحة ومحددة. شوفوا كيف. Here she invites people, and here she prepares or she hosts always parties for specific occasions. Now read the following other two examples here. Here they are. She enjoys gardening. Can I use this example to support the previous topic sentence, which is this one here? This is the topic sentence. My mother is a good neighbor. Can I use this sentence, she enjoys gardening, as an example for the previous topic sentence? طبعا no, يعني. For sure, this is not acceptable, because here gardening has nothing to do with the topic sentence. The controlling idea, how generous she is or how good she is with other neighbors. So what is the relationship between this hobby and the other topic sentence? Also, look here. She is a wonderful person to live around. Look at this example. She is a wonderful person to live around. What have you added here? The writer hasn't added anything in this statement. So actually, again, this is an example for restating or repetition for the controlling idea. So again, this is not a good example that I can use in my example paragraph. Okay. An example often begins with a phrase, as I told you, for example, or for instance, but I want you to be aware to the punctuation of using for example and for instance. Look here. For example, I will take it here to the whiteboard, but I want you to have a look. Look, for example, you can use it at the beginning of the other sentence. If you would like to use it after a full stop, you have to capitalize the F. And remember, you have to follow, for example, or for instance, with comma, then to use your sentence. Remember something very important. I would like just to draw your attention to something very important, which is the difference between, look here, we have in English, for example, we have also, for instance, we have some other expressions like such as and like. Do we use such as and like in the same way as for example and for instance? No. Remember that for such as and like are, by the way, prepositions. Wonderful. And they must be followed with a noun phrase only, or a noun we call it. Only. But remember, for instance and for example, which actually have the same meaning, must be followed with an independent clause, or at least here a complete sentence. Yani you may follow, for instance, for example, with a complex sentence or a compound sentence, which means that after them, you need a subject plus verb and then the rest of the sentence. I would like to show you what I mean by that here. If we have the following example. My Okay, look here. I spend my weekend relaxing and doing some activities at home. Okay, look here how you may complete or يعني follow this sentence. For example, comma, I read a book. For example, under my favorite tree in the garden. What is this? I would like just to draw your attention. I have used for example. For example is followed with what? Followed, look, with a subject, then a verb, then of course the rest of the sentence. But suppose that I would like this to take this part, اللي هو I spend here, this one here, I would like to take it here and to come. If I would like to use such as, is it possible? طبعا possible. But look here, how to complete the sentence. I spend my weekend relaxing and doing some activities at home, such as reading and cooking. What do we have here? After such as, by the way, you need a noun. You don't need a complete sentence. Such as is just a preposition. And this is exactly the same with like, if you would like to use it as a preposition. Don't use it with a full sentence. And don't use, for example, with nouns. يعني ما بزبط. طبعا هذه one of the most common problems that I have with your writing. If you would like to provide examples, you say for me, for example, reading and writing. Or for example, reading and doing crosswords with my brothers. Here, I would like to write that. Is this grammatically correct to say, for example, reading and doing crossword with my brothers? Is this a correct usage of grammar? What do you think? Is this a correct usage of for example? No. This is not acceptable. For example, by the way, is a kind of conjunctions. That is, we use it to link this sentence with the previous one. مش زي such as like. اتفقنا؟ خلينا نشوف الاتفاق لوين راح يودينا إن شاء الله بكتاباتكم. So let's return back to page 61, please. We'd like to go to page 61 of your textbook. Here. Here it is. طبعا this part about language focus, about the use of subject-verb agreement, I will not repeat myself doing the last part here of this chapter because we did that at the beginning of the semester. So I will not repeat myself again. This is for your own information. And this part here, هذا part 4, we will not do it because we have already done that previously. Okay. طبيعي كل ما بدي صفحة. Okay, here it is. Notice here, sometimes writers use a semicolon to connect a general sentence. You can leave. You can leave, okay? This is the last warrant for you. Okay, look here. You can, by the way, connect, for instance, then comma, with the previous sentence by using a semicolon. It is not necessary always to here use this part with the previous one with full stop. But remember, have you noticed the difference? The F is a small letter here after the semicolon, but here after the full stop, you have to use the F with capital letter. Done? I hope so. Now, we'd like to have a look at exercise 3. They want you to read the following topic sentences. Then to do what? Then put a check next to the examples that support the topic sentence in the most specific way. Let's have a look here at these examples. I would like to have a look at the one that is already done for you. To become a good writer, a student should write often. Tamam. This is the topic sentence. How to continue this topic sentence? Can I use this example? For example, she should try to write every day because writing is important. What do you think about this example? A student should write often. This is the controlling idea. Is this sentence a good example to be provided to here explain what we mean in the topic sentence? Abadan. Actually here, the writer has restated what is said in the topic sentence. عم بيعيدوا حالهم, repetition. So this is not a good example. Look at example number 2. For example, she should keep a journal and write it every evening before bed. What do you think about this example? Good or not? They would like to explain how a student should write often. So to keep a journal and write every evening, is this a good example or not? Yes, this is a good example. You can use it here to clarify what you mean by your topic sentence. See, for example, she can find an email friend. Email a friend, something like pen friend يعني. You know what's the meaning of pen friend? صديق بالمراسلة, صديق عن طريق الإيميل. طبعا هلا بطل عنا pen friend. And email a friend and write messages frequently. Is this a good example here to explain what you mean? Exactly, yes, of course. Now it's your turn. I want you to have a look at this topic sentence. What is the topic sentence? The topic sentence says living in the city is challenging in many ways. They want you to have a look at these here provided examples and to decide which one of them is good and which is not acceptable. Maysam. A and C could be taken and you would like to exclude B. طيب, read them and tell me whether Maysam is correct or not. Just give us a second here to decide whether you have given us the correct answer or not. Maysam believes that example A and example C could be taken while example B must be excluded. You know what's the meaning of dwellers? City dwellers? People who live in the city. People who live in the city. يعني قاطني المدن. مش dealer. It has nothing to do with dealer. You can use them all. Okay, Lisa believes that we can use them all. يعني they are acceptable examples. Do you agree with Lisa or you agree with Maysam? Who wins here? Ranim agrees with Maysam. Yalla, ala Ona, ala Due, ala Tri. Maysam or Lisa? والله ولا معكو خبر لا ميسم ولا. Actually, it is Maysam. Clap your hands for Maysam. Okay. Well, what's the problem? You are still young to be as boring as like this. طيب. Let's read them for us, Maysam. Wonderful. I want you to read B here, which you think is not acceptable. And can you explain why you have excluded this example? It is difficult to live in the city. What is new? You said already that it is challenging in the city. طب ماشي نكمل because of the lifestyle in the city. What kind of lifestyle you are talking about? Again, here, it is not a specific nor actually clear. So you have to be aware. You have to add something new. That is detailed ideas. أعطوا details مش هيك مبهم زي ما بنحكي بالعربي. Good. Let's go to the next one. By the way, for your next quiz, the online quiz, you are going to have something like this. I have added this exercise to the questions because I couldn't find enough questions just only from the use of adjectives. يعني عندكم شغلتين. The use of adjectives, the use of a specific language, and how to make your examples more specific. طبعا بما انه online راح يكون multiple choice. بس على فكرة راح اضيف شغلة اللي هي drag and drop خاصة للadjectives. يعني where can I put these adjectives? Is it correct to put it here or there? انه to drag something or to drop it from that space او تحركوه من مكان لمكان حسب انا بشوف يعني بزبط معي السيستم ولا لا. Look at number 3, group number 3. My sister is easy to tease. What is meant by easy to tease? سهل نستفزها, which means it is easy to make her angry or happy. Angry. Wonderful. So look at the examples provided. For instance, many people like to joke with her. For instance, I often tell her that I'm getting married and she always believes me. For instance, she has a cheerful personality and she doesn't get angry when I make jokes about her boyfriends. Boyfriends? إيه ده? Okay. Skip that. Yes. Okay. What do you think? طب احنا عشان كرامتنا راح نغيرها ل her friends. الطار ولا العار. Okay. Okay. So what do you think? Which one of them could be taken? Lisa, yeah. A and B. What about C? She has a cheerful personality. Is this related to the controlling idea that we have already added at the beginning? No, it is totally different here, characteristic of what we have mentioned in the topic sentence. So no, we will not take that. اتفقنا? Wonderful. Good, Lisa. Clap your hands for yourself. You deserve, clap your hands for her. Yes, she deserves that. This school offers a lot of opportunities to students. Which examples could be taken? يلا انتوا شو رأيكم بالموضوع؟ حبيتوا ولا لا؟ طب فاهمين شو بنحكي؟ والله هلا راح أعرف. ذكريني باسمك شهد لي. راما. Rama believes it is A and C. Rama believes it is A and C only and B is not taken. You will not take C. B. تمام. Do you agree with Rama? Yes. Do you agree with Rama? Yes, here. Who doesn't agree with Rama? Rama believes you can take A and C, but B couldn't be taken as a good example for that topic sentence. Oh, wonderful. Can you tell us why you have decided that, ya Rama? Read them for us.
There are many clubs and organizations a student can join.
Wonderful. Look here. Clubs and organizations, which is detailed extra information for what you mean by having a lot of opportunities here. And in C, we have counseling, advice, workshops for students. Wonderful. Like, what's the problem with B? Wonderful. The school tries to help students. What do you mean by that? In which way it helps to here helps the students? As I told you, try to ask yourself always, could here the examples that I have or that you would like to use, could they answer the question, for example, why or how you can do that? If you can succeed in convincing the reader that how it has happened or how, why this is acceptable or why it is in that way, then actually your examples are absolutely true. The world is becoming smaller. What do you think? Look at them. You believe B and C. Then what about the rest of you? Ranim, B and C. والتانيين B and C, B and C. Let's read them. مين اللي جاب أول شيء؟ نور. يلا. Read them. Read all the examples. A. Uh-huh. Agent. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. As you can see, good details here regarding communicating and interacting with each other. And here, how traveling becomes much easier from here, this part of the world to the edge of the other edge of the world easily. Nowadays, some people may have a conference in, for example, in Japan, and end their day having a dinner meeting in USA, which is absolutely true, yes. But look at A, for instance, it is easy to see that many things, what do you mean by things here, are changing in the world. This is not acceptable as a good example. وراح احاسب على هيك بكتابتكم للاكزامبل باراجراف اللي هي راح نعملها يوم الاحد الجاي متذكرين، ويوم الخميس الجاي راح يكون عندكم quiz writing to write an example paragraph. Do you know that? So next Sunday شوف النظرة المعبرة. الأحد في online quiz. والخميس the last quiz for the midterm here grades, so that to get the total. We have already taken only 3 quizzes for writing course, 3 by 4. لا شو 3 8 أنا نقصتني بصراحة. 8 times 3 24 plus 20, which is the midterm exam, 44. We are left with 16 points. 8 next Sunday, and the last 8 will be inshallah next Thursday. So be aware, don't get absent next Thursday. لا الأحد من 8 والثاني من 8 بالليل 7 مساء. عندكم إشي أحد 7 مساء؟ ما عندكم مش إشي، بتتفرغوا لنا حتى لو شو ما كان تتفرغوا وتقعدوا تحلي. لا بعدين في كويز فاينل شغالين معاكم، مش حنعتقكم. لا يا أنس الله يرضى عليك، الرايتنج ما فيهوش كويز تعويضي، وبعدين انتوا علاماتكم عندي بشعبي اعلى بكثير من علامات شعب دكتور وائل. اسال عنهم، شو هيكم ما ظبطتوش؟ العلامات خابطه بالسقف. ما حدش راح ياخذ كويز تعويضي. دكتور وائل ما مش راح يعطي كويز تعويضي لو السما شو بتصير. ودكتوره رشا ما هي ماشيه معي، فما فيش كويزات تعويضيه بالرايتنج، ما في كويزات تعويضيه ابدا ابدا ابدا. في بالريدنج بس واحد تعويضي عن الاونلاين بس، مش عن كل التوتال. Okay. Now read the passage below, underline the example, and then revise each example to make it more specific. The last exercise that we are going to do together today. Look here, I have a very patient cat. This is your topic sentence. Look, the writer has given this sentence as an example to explain how patient his cat is. For instance, she never gives up. What is this? Is this an acceptable example? Actually, no. Why this is not acceptable? Because never gives up is a restatement for being patient. شو يعني أنا استفدت إنه she is patient وهي عمرها ما بتستسلم؟ إيش استفدنا؟ ما هو patient يعني never gives up. This is a definition for patient. The correct example, for instance, she can sit in front of a mouse hole for hours. Detailed explanation for what you mean. طيب, another example. Look, my doctor is a caring person. My doctor is a caring person. حلو? For example, he is very nice to patients. Is this acceptable? No. Nice to patients. This is not a good explanation for a caring person. How can you give a good example for my doctor is a caring person? Who can give us a good example for that? What do you think? Yes, Hala. Just a moment. For example, or for instance, you would like to use. طب حطيت for instance. Okay. Okay. For instance, he checks them. Ah, wonderful. He checks them. Who's them? Ah, he checks his patients. Every night. Thank you. To make sure of their health status. Good. Do you accept that? Done? Yes, exactly. Well done. Yes, this is a good detailed example. Can you think of something else? When you think that your doctor is a caring person, why you may come up with this judgment? عشان شكله حلو. He is a caring person. He comforts his patient with what? زيديها. Comfort his patient is still actually, we call it ambiguous word. That is not clear enough. طيب, he comforts his patients by using مثلا after checkup by using nice words. مثلا. Okay, good. Look here. I am just using an example for this. Again, let me clean this part. He's always optimistic about his patient's cases. Look here. He, for example, for example, he always comforts his patients by using optimistic words about their cases. حلو. هذا أمثلة واضحة ومبينة بتخلي الواحد جد يحس إنه هذا الشخص really يعني a caring person. Don't you agree? Do you agree with that or not? خلينا نشوف الagreement هذا لوين بيوصلنا. Okay, look at 3. The neighbors in my apartment building are noisy. For example, I can't sleep at night because they are making a lot of noise. Is this a good, clear, specific example? Actually, no. ممكن نغيرها تعديلة بسيطة. For example, I can't sleep at night because they. What kind of noise you are talking about, Ranim? Thank you. They here keep مثلا partying. What do you think about that? Keep partying using loud music. And instead of they are making a lot of noise, I can here be more specific and give details by saying they here party all the time using very loud music. So you can imagine exactly how she feels. Another example, don't you have a noisy neighbor? Do you have noisy neighbors? You don't have neighbors? بالأردن بيلعبوا بيانو. Okay. لا, you are lucky to have والله. Okay. على فكرة, yes. French people are not good to communicate with, by the way.